So here I am, kind of busy today. I'll tell you, on the weekends here in Vernal, it is slow. And then on Monday, suddenly it wakes up. The whole town's wonder if this has any. Forrest Fenn would I bet he saw a few of these. Yes, I'll bet he did. Baptism of battle during Vietnam War. There you go. Well, that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a helicopter. Not that big. I would have thought they would have been bigger aircraft, but they're not. Wow, check out that gun. Wow. Oh, interesting. Here's something else interesting. I had no idea this was here. This looks like a World War I guy with his helmet. Yeah, World War I. Isn't it funny? Look at the way this reads. It just says, this tablet is dedicated to those who made the supreme sacrifice for their country in the World War. Yeah, November 11th, 1924. Little did they know other world wars were coming. So they just called it the World War. That's very interesting. Operation Desert Storm. Vietnam. Not okay. My dad was in the Korean War. They call that the Forgotten War, but it certainly isn't forgotten anymore with the world events, is it? Okay, so that's very interesting. An American mother, yeah, we regret to inform you that you've lost probably your son or husband. Yep. Oh, so here we have a generic monument to the troops in general. Not to any specific war. So this is quite interesting to me that all of this is in Vernal, Utah, this pretty small town dedicated to the troops. A lot of stuff dedicated to the troops. So I'm going to figure out how to get in here and check it out. So this is Josie Bassett, who was the sister of Ann Bassett. And Ann ran off with Butch Cassidy? Sundance. So this is Josie's stuff. Wow. It's a pretty good quilt. Chopping bowl, chopping knife. Wow. And then she got older. And that's, do you think that's actually her in this picture?
It
about
is her.
Wow.
So she built a cabin after she left her fifth husband, and
she married 5 times.
She was 40 when she built the cabin,
Wow.
and she stayed in it.
Now another interesting thing I heard was that it was real hard. There was like a real fine line between cattle rustlers and cattle owners. You know, like they would just become like even after they own a ranch, they'd still maybe go out and grab some once in a while. I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, and there's her chaps or whatever.
Yep, and we do have we have a suede split skirt of hers. We rotate out.
This is really something. Here, look at this museum. Has so much stuff. This is bigger than a hair. This is bigger than the. I mean. This is really something. World War One. Indian stuff. Wow. Oh, man. The monos and the mentate. Wow. Oh, there it is, a mono. I guess a mentate. Huh. I'll tell you, folks, this is a heck of a museum in Vernal. It's a heck of a museum. Wow, look at the knives. Sheaths. It's almost like a bow for a kid compared to me. I mean, I'm a big guy, but it's not a very big bow. Huh. This is super cool. Oh, moccasins. Wow. Wow. Ooh. Huh. Gaming pieces. A bow and knife. Sandals. Saddle. Huh. Tell you, this heritage museum in Vernal is really cool. One thing that surprised me though is they have arrowheads for sale in the front when you come in. Baskets of like $2.50, $5, whatever. You can grab them out of the baskets. They look totally authentic, but they're made in India. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Needless to say, I didn't get one. Huh. This is just amazing to me. Excuse me, barber chair. Oh. Mr. Fenn would say, feel free to touch it.
It's time to have a look at the west side. Aspen, fir, and spruce trees cover the hillsides as the grade approaches Deer Run. Until 1930, there were coaling facilities and a 6-car spur here at Deer Run.
Well, I have 2 days left, today and tomorrow, to be in Vernal. And after talking to Anna here, who runs the place today, I don't have enough time to see everything in this area. It's absolutely fascinating. There is a whole nother dinosaur museum across the street. Then there's all these places around here you can visit. It's incredible. I literally do not have enough time to go to all the dinosaur places, all the rock art places, I'm going to get to a few of them, but I'm definitely not getting to hardly any of them. I'm just not. This is an incredible area, and this town of Vernal is basically kept going, although I made it clear they have their down cycles and their up cycles, but it's kept going and able to keep not necessarily growing, but for instance, this museum has been slowly growing, and it's because, in my estimation, that you always have the oil economy. You always have that oil economy keeping them from going bust. So that's pretty cool, because what that means is it's preserving this Western heritage. Oh snap, I'm trapped. Oh yeah, steel traps. I hate those things. Oh yeah, there they are. Nasty. Nasty things. This town of Vernal is a very cool town. And I was talking to this other person, and she was also saying, she said, yeah, it really is, but she said, you know, after you've lived here and gone through each of them 6 times, you realize there's nowhere else to go. I guess that's kind of true in general. I mean, I grew up outside D.C., and I never did go to the Washington Monument. All right. That was really interesting to go into the Heritage Museum. I was given, I think I got some video of some of it, but I was kind of toured around by a lady named who ran the place, who was running the place. Look at all these rocks in this area right outside. They're kind of like, they're all just really interesting rocks. In fact, this one right here, this is really different. I don't know why it's here. Oh, here it is. You can see what I mean about the rock. See, look at the texture. I mean, it's like everything. I'm sure I'm looking at something that almost looks like water deposits that melted and then just were fossilized. I don't know. But look at this. It's like a little, I guess someone left it here. I don't know. Wait. Good grief. There we go. It's kind of different. It's just kind of painted. Just gonna leave it there. But you can see this whole area. Vernal is just a really cool town. Let mean, if you want to go on a trip and spend a week or a weekend in a place, take the kids for a learning experience about, you know, fossils and stuff. Indians and the outlaws, the Indians. See, and here we have again the ubiquitous dinosaurs. They're everywhere. They are absolutely. Ooh, look at this. This is interesting. So here we have a Tyrannosaurus, right, being gored by a Stegosaurus. And then that looks like a little Brontosaurus. Kind of an odd collection of dinosaurs there all in one place. But again, just tons of dinosaurs here. Well, I've spent the whole morning in Vernal getting used to this town. It's a very cool town. Talked to a couple of people, a lady who runs the Heritage Museum. Then I talked to her husband across the street who has an art studio slash fossil slash Indian artifact place. Absolutely. This town is, and this guy could be a professional historian talking about the area. But this town is so cool. You know, it's kind of subsidized, I guess you could say. Not subsidized, it's maintained by the oil money. So the town's never going to go anywhere, and it has, in fact, upped its, I want to say its culture and everything over the years because it's been able to kind of keep going. Always had the oil industry here to maintain it. And then, of course, it's starting to get a little bit of art and crafts and fossil shops, but nothing like your places where you know there aren't many artists here. The guy who runs the here in town, he's an artist. He has a lot of art, but Vernal is such a cool town. I'm serious, folks. It's a really, really cool town, and I'm very glad to be here. And it was a funny thing, you know. He was saying, you know, he said a couple of weeks ago you could have gotten into the mountains. He said, but you don't. He said you can't figure out what's going on anymore with this weather. And he said basically I'd give it a couple of months to go up there anywhere. So so that's what I'm gonna do. But Vernal is a very cool town. It really is. I like it. Went to the Heritage Museum. Oh, I have not been to the Dinosaur Museum, but I'm going to be here tomorrow.